Hello everyone. So we have reached 4.4, which is the last chapter, the fourth unit. The sign of 4. This is a story of Sherlock Holmes, detective story. And this the character Sherlock Holmes was created by Sir Arthur Ignatius Conan Doyle. So he was a British writer who created the character Sherlock Holmes. Originally a physician in 1887, he published A Study in Scarlet, the first of 4 novels and more than 50 short stories about Holmes and Dr. Watson. So this Dr. Watson will always be there in all the Sherlock Holmes stories, okay? He helps him always. So together they solve all the, whatever the murder or the mystery is solved by them. Now, the Sherlock Holmes stories are generally considered milestones in the field of crime fiction. Doyle was a prolific writer. Other than Holmes stories, his works include fantasy and science fiction stories about Professor Challenger and humorous stories about the Napoleonic soldier Brigadier Gerard, as well as plays, romances, poetry, non-fiction and historical novels. One of Doyle's early short stories, J. Habakkuk Jeffson's Statement, helped to popularize the mystery of the Mary Celeste. The Sign of 4 is a second novel of Arthur Conan Doyle in which Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson solve the mystery of the hidden treasure and murder. So remember these 2 lines. This tells you in short what the story is about. So there is an hidden, Agra treasure, and then of course murders will be there, because to get the treasure people are murdered. So the major characters here are Sherlock Holmes, Mary Marston, then of course you have John Watson, Mary Marston, then Major Sholto, Thaddeus Sholto. So these both, it's like father and son. Tonga, he's a native from Andaman, and Toby. The outline of the novel. Now it's a book, okay? So from that they have taken a small extract for you in this chapter. So to understand the extract, extract समझने के लिए पहले novel में होता क्या है ना, what is so that is important. So this is an outline, and from here only one part has been taken for the chapter, okay? The novel begins with Holmes and Dr. Watson engage in a discussion when Mary Marston, a young woman who desires Holmes' advice, soon visits the two at their place. So Holmes and Dr. Watson are sitting and discussing, and who comes in? A young woman. Her name is Mary Marston. So she wants some advice. So she visits these 2 people. During the meeting, Mary tells that after her father disappeared under mysterious circumstances some 10 years ago, she began receiving a large pearl in the mail on the same day of every year. So Mary tells that अभी 10 साल हो चुके हैं, पापा है ना, पापा को disappear हुए, and it is mysterious, like they tried to find him but they just couldn't find him. But every year on the same day she has been receiving a large pearl. Pearl is, moti. Now she tells, this Holmes, that she has received a letter instructing her to go with the accompaniment of 2 friends to Lyceum Theatre. So every year she gets a pearl, and now she's also got a letter saying that she has to go to this place, the Lyceum Theatre, and she can go along with 2 people, 2 friends. The letter gives a hint that some injustice has been done to her, and the letter also says that some injustice has been done. Okay, so Holmes and Watson agree to accompany Mary. Soon Watson and Mary are attracted to one another. So these both, slowly they start getting attracted towards each other. So when the three are heading to the Lyceum Theatre, three means who all are there? Holmes, Watson and Mary. They are whisked away in a darkened carriage to a strange house. They are taken to a house, one strange place. Within, means inside that, they find an eccentric gentleman named Thaddeus Sholto. Eccentric is, thoda, you can say, who is not normal, a little, abnormal type person, eccentric person, crazy person. So they are taken to a strange house, and there they find this person, Thaddeus Sholto. He reveals that not only has Mary's father died, but also she is partial heir to a great hidden treasure. So there they come to know that these three people come to know that Mary has, her father is dead, but there is some property to which even she has access to it. Even she has to get it. It's a partial heir to great hidden treasure. This is, what you call it, there is Varus, I think. Yeah. Now Thaddeus goes on to explain that his father always lived in fear of men with wooden legs. So Thaddeus tells Mary that your dad used to always get scared of people with wooden legs. Wooden legs means, who has met with an accident and one leg is wooden or both the legs are wooden. वैसे, like एक टांग है लेकिन एक टांग wood का है. So Mary's father used to always get scared of this, and on occasion struck out at perfect strangers who were so handicapped. And sometimes Mary's father would attack people, though they were good, basically just because they were handicapped. Like even maybe people whom he did not know. Perfect strangers means totally अनजान लोगों को भी वो अटैक करते थे कभी कभी. Now on his deathbed, the elder Sholto revealed to his sons. So when this Thaddeus Sholto's father was dying, he called his sons to him. So one was Thaddeus and the second one is there in the second paragraph, Bartholomew. This. So there were two brothers. So when this Thaddeus' father was dying, he called and told him that the existence of the treasure, there is some treasure hidden, but just before he could tell them where it was, the face of a bearded man appeared in the window and the old man suffered a fatal heart attack. So when this Thaddeus' father was trying to tell him about the treasure, he only told that there is a treasure, but when he was going to tell where the treasure is, he saw a shadow in the window. Okay, there was a bearded man and he got an attack. He got an attack and he dies. And the next morning, they found a note on his body. It read, sign of foe. Now Thaddeus proceeds to explain that after searching for years for the treasure, his brother Bartholomew discovered it in a hidden attack in the family house. So his father, I think the brother found, and maybe in that there were some ornaments or some jewels. So that was that one pearl which they were sending to Mary every year. So Thaddeus proceeds to explain that after searching for years for the treasure, his brother Bartholomew discovered it in a hidden attack in the family house. On his deathbed, the brother's father made them swear that they would share the treasure with Mary Morstan. Okay, so that he's called the senior, the Major Sholto. So this Major Sholto and Mary's dad, they were friends. So then on his deathbed, he tells that you have to share it with Mary, who had some unknown claim in the fortune. Thaddeus concludes by entreating the three to accompany him to the family estate where they will divide the fortune. So Thaddeus tells him that you come with me to that place and we will divide that fortune among the three of them. Now when they arrived at the family estate, when they went to that property, the family house, big house, they found a shaken housekeeper who claims that Bartholomew has not emerged from his locked room all day. So there was a housekeeper there who was totally shivering away, and shocked. And he said that there is a person, means Bartholomew has not come out only till now, he is locked in that room. Holmes and Watson peer through the keyhole of the room and find an unnatural grinning face leering at them. So Holmes and Watson peer through the keyhole. So they were told that this Bartholomew has not come out from his room. Okay, so Holmes and Watson peer through the keyhole. They see and then they find an unnatural grinning face leering at them. So unnatural is like some very strange face. So they break open the door and they find the body of Bartholomew, a poison thorn lodged in his neck. They find, so this person is also dead. Okay, the brother. And there is a thorn which has been poisoned, and like it is like someone has shot it, like you shoot it and then that goes and gets stuck in the neck, and since it's poisoned, Bartholomew dies. After investigating for some time, Holmes concludes that two persons, one of whom had a wooden leg, committed the crime. So according to Holmes, the second person was an especially interesting individual. It also becomes apparent that the murderers have stolen the Agra treasure. Okay, so that is a treasure. So before these people could get it, those people had come and they had stolen it and killed the other brother. One of Holmes' deductions reveals that the wooden-legged man stepped in creosote during his escape. Following up on this, actually they come to know, somewhere when they look into that mud, they can see only one foot mark, footprint. So he knows that the other one, that means it's a person with a wooden leg, because footprints were only of 1 foot. So one that is there somewhere, it's mentioned. So one of Holmes' deductions, means what he deduced, reveals that the wooden-legged man stepped in creosote during his escape. Following up on this lead, Holmes and Watson borrow a dog to follow the scent. So they need a dog to catch hold of these people. Their search leads them to the edge of Thames, Thames River, where it is clear that the two criminals hired a boat. Over the next few days, Holmes recruits his Baker Street irregulars. He has those one gang of street urchins, means those people, boys, street children we say. They don't have any house and all, beggar. So staying on the roads. So he'll catch hold of them. They are called the Baker Street irregulars. He'll catch hold of them and tell them to search the river for the boat, means find the boat. Where is that boat? When these efforts fail, Holmes in disguise makes a search himself. So there also they fail. Okay, they don't get the boat. Then Sherlock Holmes says, I think I'll only go and search. Now he'll go and search and he discovers that the boat, the Aurora, has been camouflaged. Means they had covered it with so many things that it was not seen. That night, Holmes, Watson and several officers pursue the Aurora in a police barge. They gradually overtake the boat, which contains a wooden-legged captain and a small pygmy native from the Andaman Islands. The native attempts to shoot Holmes with a blowpipe and is consequently shot down by both Holmes and Watson. So they are trying to shoot, but before that only Holmes and Watson shoots that person. The Aurora runs aground, means it gets stuck in the mud, and the wooden-legged man becomes entrapped in the mud. Subsequently, he is captured. So they catch hold of him. The wooden-legged man, whose name is Jonathan Small, is brought back to Baker Street along with an iron box, which was found on the boat. So on the boat they found this man with the iron box. Captain Small proceeds to relay the story of the Agra treasure, which began when he was stationed as a fortress gatekeeper in India. So Captain Small is telling the story that there was this Agra treasure and there was this big fort, which so the gatekeeper here, Captain Small was the gatekeeper there. Okay, this wooden-legged man, the Jonathan Small. Small explains that he was approached by 3 Arab guards and offered a share in a great fortune if he would help them murder the man who carried it. So there was this Agra treasure which was kept, and there was one person who was in charge of that. So these 3 Arab guards come and tell Jonathan Small that we will give you something, means whatever we get, that we'll share it with you. But you have to help us to murder that man who's taking it. Small agreed. When the man, an emissary from a wealthy sheikh, emissary is like a representative, Dut. So when the man, an emissary from a wealthy sheikh, arrived, the 3 Arabs murdered the man, as Small blocked his escape. Small saw that that man shouldn't escape, so he also took part in it, and they murdered that man who was carrying the treasure. Okay. The 4 conspirators hid the treasure, but soon after were arrested for the murder. So all the 4 people were caught for the murder. Small was sent to a penal colony on the Andaman Islands, where he managed to befriend a native, Tonga, who became his loyal companion. So there are 4 people here, right? So there are 3 Arab guards and this Jonathan Small. So he was sent to Andaman Islands. And in Andaman Islands, Jonathan Small became friendly to this native person, the Tonga. Now Small bribed 2 of the guards on the island, Sholto and Mostyn. So Sholto is a senior Sholto, that is his father, and Mostyn is Mary's father. So they were guards on that, Andaman Islands. So what Small did, he bribed them also. Bribe dena is Rishwat. Because they wanted to escape from that island, and to help him to escape in exchange for a share in the fortune. They said, we'll give you also a little share, whatever is there. The 2 agreed, and Sholto left to bring back the treasure. So Sholto and Mary's dad, they were protecting the gate, so they were asked to go and get it. After some time, it became apparent to Small that Sholto had betrayed him, and he escaped from the island with Tonga. Now, after many years, Small had tracked down Sholto and arrived just in time to see him die. So this Jonathan Small, he had taken away that treasure, and he escaped from there. Okay, so that is how Mary's father and that Small had protected that treasure. Okay, and it was with this person, with Sholto. Now after many years, when he came, that time this person was dying. Who was dying? That Sholto, the father with the 2 sons. So after the death, Small affixed the note that was found on his body as a reference to himself and his 3 companions. That is why he writes a sign of 4. So 4 people were involved, Jonathan Small and those 3 Arab people. Okay, sorry. So then they stuck a note. So when he returned to the Sholto estate, Tonga murdered. So then from there they came to the estate, and there Tonga murdered Bartholomew also, and then they stole the treasure. Okay. Small concludes his narrative by revealing that in the course of the chase on the Thames, he threw the treasure overboard. So he tells her, I don't have it with me, I have already thrown it in the water there. Small is taken to prison. So the end of the story is where in the end they don't get anything, because according to Small, he's already thrown it in the Thames river. Jonathan Small, he's taken to prison, and Watson, who has started loving this Mary Mostyn, proposes to her. Okay, so this is the whole, actually the novel, the story of the Sign of 4. Now, what is the theme, the basic theme of the novel? So if they ask you one mark questions, it will be like, so what is the theme of the novel? The theme revolves around the Agra treasure. It's all about this treasure. So you can take 1 or 2 lines from here and right. So throughout the story, the appearance of the treasure leads to a direct and often tragic change in the lives of the characters. Tragic change because they are being killed. Because of this, it is important that the removal of the treasure would cause the characters to return to their previous position. So everything is, revolving around this Agra treasure. As the Agra treasure directly and adversely affect almost everyone. Okay, so in the course of the story, the Sheikh's emissary Bartholomew are both murdered for the treasure. Then Tonga is killed while fleeing, while he's running away. Small is sentenced to life imprisonment. Thaddeus and his father spend their lives constantly paranoid. They were always scared of wooden leg people, strangers also. And so this Agra treasure even provides a romantic conflict for Dr. Watson, who feels that he cannot marry Miss Morstan for fear that he will appear to be after her money. Like he can't even propose. Like, she may think that, now that she's going to get a lot of money, that is why this person is after me. So basically a theme of the novel, you can just write this and, few lines from here. The plot. The novel has a complex plot involving service in India, the Indian Rebellion of 1857, a stolen treasure, and a secret pact among 4 convicts, the 4 of the title, and 2 corrupt prison guards. According to Mary, in December 1878, her father had telegraphed her upon his safe return from India and requested her to meet him at the Langham Hotel in London. When Mary arrived at the hotel, she was told that her father had gone out the previous night and not returned. Despite all efforts, no trace was ever found of him. Mary contacted her father's only friend, Major John Sholto, who was in the same regiment and he lived in England. But he denied knowing her father had returned. That's the first puzzle. The father he has disappeared. Nobody knows anything. Now the second puzzle is that she has received 6 pearls in the mail from an anonymous benefactor, 1 per year since 1882, after answering an anonymous newspaper query inquiring for her. With the last pearl she received a letter remarking that she has been wronged and asking for a meeting. That someone has done injustice to her and they want to meet her. With the last pearl, she received a letter remarking that she has been wronged and asking for a meeting. Holmes takes the case and soon discovers that Major Sholto had died in 1882 and that within a short span of time, Mary began to receive the pearls, implying a connection. The only clue Mary can give Holmes is a map of a fortress found in her father's desk. So when she was clearing the father's desk, her father was, he had disappeared. So she was just checking. That time she got a map of a fortress, of a fort. Must be the Agra fort. Because they're talking all about the Agra, no? The names written were Jonathan Small, Muhammad Singh, Abdullah Khan and Dost Akbar. Holmes, Watson and Mary meet Thaddeus Sholto, the son of the late Major Sholto and the anonymous sender of the pearls. So who has been sending the pearls? Sholto, okay? Thaddeus, the elder brother. Thaddeus confirms that the Major had seen Mary's father the night he died. They had arranged a meeting to divide a priceless treasure Sholto had brought home from India. While quarrelling over the treasure, Captain Morstan, long in weak health, suffered a heart attack. So it was when they were doing this, Sholto and this Morstan, that was Mary's dad and all, at that time he got a heart attack because they were arguing and quarreling and all. Not wanting to bring attention to the object of the quarrel and also worried that circumstances would suggest that he had killed Morstan in an argument, means everybody would think that Sholto had killed him, So particularly since Marston's head struck the corner of the chest as he fell. So when he fell, his head hit the cupboard which was there, the chest of drawers. Okay, so it hit there, and that's how he died. So these people got scared. So what Sholto did? He just disposed of the body and hid the treasure. So Sholto immediately disposed of the body. Means he didn't tell anybody anything. That is how that man disappeared. Mary's dad. Okay. However, he himself suffered from poor health and an enlarged spleen, possibly due to malaria, as a quinine bottle stands by his bed. So even Sholto was sick. His own health became worse when he received a letter from India in early 1882. Dying, he called his two sons and confessed to Marston's death and was about to divulge the location of the treasure. Like he had told, he called the two sons and he was just telling them what exactly happened, who is Sholto, and who is, that there's a daughter and all. But before he could tell the location where the treasure is kept, he suddenly screamed. He cried. Crying is not Rona, but it is like Chillana. Okay, he cried, "Keep him out," before falling back and dying. And then so the puzzled sons glimpsed a face in the window. They saw a face in the window, but the only trace was a single footstep in the dirt. So when they went out and saw, they saw that in the dirt only one footstep was seen. That means that man had only one leg. Okay. On their father's body is a note reading the sign of the foe. Both brothers quarrelled over whether a legacy should be left to Mary Marston, and Thaddeus left his brother Bartholomew, taking a chaplet and sending its pearls to, it's like a chain, and all the pearls were sent to Mary, one by one every year. No? The reason he sent the letter is that Bartholomew has found the treasure and possibly Thaddeus and Mary might confront him for a division of it. So Bartholomew already had the treasure. So he thought maybe the other brother and that female, that lady, Mary will come and confront him. So he started sending one pearl to Mary, and then he decided to say that I want to meet you. He sent a letter. Bartholomew is found dead. So that person, they kill him later, remember? So Bartholomew is found dead in his home from a poisoned dart, and the treasure is missing. While the police wrongly take Thaddeus in as a suspect, so they blame the elder brother, that they feel that he has killed him for the treasure, for money. Holmes deduces that there are two persons involved in the murder. So, Sherlock Holmes says no. There are two people involved, and from them one is a one-legged man, a person only with one leg. Jonathan Small, as well as another small accomplice. From the footsteps, you could make out. He traces them to a boat landing where Small has hired a steam launch named the Aurora. With the help of dog Toby, that he sends Watson to collect from Mr. Sherman the Baker Street irregulars and his own disguise. Holmes traces the steam launch. So he starts searching. फिर उनको वो Aurora जो steamboat है वो he gets it. In a police steam launch, Holmes and Watson chase the Aurora and capture it, but in the process end up killing the small companion after he attempts to kill Holmes with a poisoned dart shot from a blowpipe. So that is what he is doing. He is shooting from that blowpipe. That's how that like a pointed thorn goes and got stuck in that Thaddeus, that father's Bartholomew's neck. That's how he was killed. Small tries to escape but is captured. However, the iron treasure box is empty. Small claims to have dumped the treasure over the side during the chase. So Small says that he has already dumped the treasure there. He doesn't have anything with him. Small confesses that years before he was a soldier. Now again, there's a lot of going back, like flashback, like what exactly happened. So he's confessing, he's telling the truth. That years before he was a soldier of the 3rd Buffs in India, he lost his right leg in a swimming accident to a crocodile. So how he became, how he got that one wooden leg? Because a crocodile attacked him and he has lost his right leg. After some time, when he was an overseer on a tea plantation, the Indian rebellion of 1857 occurred, and he was forced to flee for his life to the Agra fortress. So that Indian rebellion of 1857, you will remember this. So at that time, then he flee means to run away for his life, otherwise he would be killed. So he ran and he went to the Agra fortress. While standing guard one night, he was overpowered by two Sikh troopers who gave him a choice of being killed or being an accomplice. I mean, they said that either we'll kill you or you have to be part of our group. And what had to be done was to waylaying a disguised servant of a Raja, who sent the servant with a valuable fortune in pearls and jewels to the British for safekeeping. So there was this person who was disguised, and he was supposed to be taking this fortune to the British, for safekeeping, for keeping it safely there. The robbery and murder took place, and the crime was discovered, although the jewels were not. Small got a penal servitude, means punishment. You remember, then we have already read in that summary of the novel that he was sent to the Andaman Nicobar Islands. And after 20 years, he overheard that John Sholto had lost much money gambling and cannot even sell his commission. Therefore, he will have to resign. So Small saw his chance and made a deal with Sholto and Arthur Morstan. Now this is Mary's father. Sholto would recover the treasure and in return send a boat to pick up Small and the Sikhs. Sholto double-crossed both Morstan and Small and stole the treasure for himself after inheriting a fortune from his uncle. So he took away the things and he only ran away from there. Okay. Now Small vowed vengeance. He said, I will take a revenge. And 4 years later, he escaped the Andaman Islands with an islander named Tonga after they both killed a prison guard. They killed a guard and they ran away from there. It was the news of his escape that shocked Sholto into his fatal illness. So when Sholto came to know that these people have escaped from there, he knew that he is going to be killed now. Small arrived too late to hear of the treasure's location, but left the note which referred to the name of the pact between himself and his 3 Sikh accomplices. I don't know, one place they have written Arab and here they have written Sikh. When Bartholomew found the treasure, Small planned to only steal it, but claims a miscommunication led Tonga to kill him. So they did not want to kill Bartholomew. They just wanted to steal the treasure. But there was some miscommunication, the language problem or something where Tonga didn't understand. So the Small fellow, he killed him straight away. Small claims the Agra treasure brought nothing but bad luck to anyone who came in touch with it. The servant was murdered, Sholto living with fear and guilt, and now he himself is trapped in slavery for life. Half his life building a breakwater in the Andaman Islands. Building a breakwater is like maybe the punishment given to him in the jail. And the rest of his life digging drains in Dartmoor prison. So half life he spent in the Andaman Islands ka prison and now here. So the treasure brought bad luck. Mary Morstan is left without the bulk. So she did not get any treasure. Although she will apparently receive the rest of the chaplet. Chaplet was like maybe a chain or something from which she was getting pearls. John Watson falls in love with Mary, and it is revealed at the end that he proposed to her and she has accepted. Okay. So till here what we have done till now is the theme, the plot, and basically what is the story about. Okay. And now this part is a small synopsis of the extract that is there in your textbook. It is just a part of the whole novel. So in this, what they have covered is just this part. Okay. So I'll just read this. synopsis is a summary of the extract which is there, a part of the whole story. But you wouldn't understand this if you don't know what the story is. Okay, so that is why it's important to know the plot, the theme. Plot we covered, theme we covered, and the outline of the novel also we covered. Okay. So synopsis is, again we are going to repeat the same thing in short. Like this is what is actually in this chapter. It is this chapter ka extract. Dr. Watson and Sherlock Holmes were discussing on general issues when they were interrupted by the arrival of Miss Mary Morstan, who has a case for Sherlock to solve. Mary tells about her father's sudden disappearance on a trip many years ago. A few years later, an advertisement was published in a newspaper asking for her address, which she gave, and ever since then, on the same day of each year, she received a rare and expensive pearl. This continued for some more years, but today she received a letter asking to meet her. The letter warned Mary not to bring the police with her. Mary requests Holmes and Watson to accompany her to the place so that they can figure out the secret behind it. Both agree to accompany her, to go with her. Sherlock recommends Dr. Watson to read Winwood Read's book Martyrdom of Man and leaves the room in search of some references and facts that are essential for the case. So they are getting ready to go with Mary. Okay. After returning from his investigation, Sherlock shares his findings with Watson. He believes that the death of Major Sholto, Mary's father's only friend in London, has something to do with the mysterious pearls she has been receiving every year. Sherlock believes that Sholto's heir knows that Mary has been wronged in some way and may be seeking to rectify the problem. So Sholto's children, definitely knows that Mary has been cheated and she should get her share. So maybe they want a meeting. Later, Mary arrives at Baker Street as planned. Both Sherlock and Watson accompany her to the appointment with the mysterious letter writer. Mary has brought the paper of her father's with her, which she wasn't being able to decipher. Means she couldn't understand the language, like what was written in that. She felt that the paper might be pertinent to the case in some way, must be useful. It might help Holmes to decode the mystery and find the disappearance of her father. Sherlock examines the letter and puts it away for safekeeping. He, Watson and Mary go to the meeting. There, a person asks them any of them are police officers, which they deny. तो वो मना करते कि नहीं कोई पुलिस नहीं हमारे साथ. Okay. The person who is apparently a servant of the person they are meeting then drives them in carriage. The trio arrives in a less fashionable part of London. Akka, a more run-down working class, Akka means similar to a working class neighborhood. They are escorted inside a house by a servant. So they have stopped the extract till here. Okay, so in the extract